You're listening to Life with Herpes, and this is episode 87. Hello. I'm Alexandra Harbushka, and I'm excited to be here with you. Welcome to the Life with Herpes show. I am your host, like I just said, Alexandra Harbushka. I don't know why I got off on that one. Anyways, before I get started, and I'm really excited about today's episode, and you're going to love it. As you know from the title, we're talking about condoms. So get excited about that. But before I get into that, a couple of housekeeping items I want to go over. If you are not a member of Life with Herpes, our community, I really would love to invite you to do that. It really is a great way to meet other people just like you and me who have genital herpes or oral herpes or a combination of both. But really just a great way to meet people. There is a private Slack group where it's similar to a private Facebook group, but we're not using Facebook because the Slack group is it's a lot more secure. And so clearly I want to protect you, your integrity, your secret, and all of that fun stuff. So that's really important for you. And then also we have a lot going on, a lot of new things going on. I'm doing a weekly live on YouTube Live. So if you're already a YouTube watcher, you love YouTube Live, you know what it's all about. I don't need to tell you. But in case you're not familiar, YouTube Live is similar like Facebook Live, and it's really just a great way for me to interact with you one-on-one. Not one-on-one, but interact with you. You can ask me questions through the chat. It's completely secure. So we're doing the hashtag Ask Alexandra section now through YouTube Live, and that's going to be every Friday. It's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Pacific. I don't have the other times in front of me, but I think it's 6 p.m. in London town, and then it is like the next day in Australia. But anyways, yeah, I really want to invite you to that. And then finally, I have so much to tell you. Finally, we are doing support group. So it is live support group. It is with a group of people just like you and me, where we really peel back that onion, dive deep, ask questions, answer questions, and work together as a community. That is 8 times a month. We have them on Mondays and we have them on Wednesdays. If you want to join for the month, it is $15. So it is like the best deal on the street, $15, or you can join, just drop in for one time and it's $30. So clearly the $15 is the better deal. All right, now that I got all that out of the way, you're probably going like, what do I do? How do I find out? Where do I go? What do I need to do for all that information? Go to lifewithherpes.com. Just go to lifewithherpes.com. All of that information will be on the homepage. So find out, sign up, join, schedule, book, I don't know, everything. All right, so today I really want to talk about condoms, okay? So I have my laptop over here because I have some adequate notes. If you see me looking over here, I am not ignoring you. I am looking at my laptop. For those of you that are listening to me in iTunes, I am sitting in my living room. I have my laptop to the side. I will be doing a demonstration, so if you are interested in that demonstration, you should hop on over to Life with Herpes, or go to YouTube, find it, Google Life with Herpes, and it'll show up. So one of my biggest pet peeves that I hear all the time, let me back up. Not all the time, because I don't hear it daily anymore, but when I'm talking about what I do for a living, when I talk about having herpes for a living, and when I was dating, I would hear this a lot, is when you start talking about sex, you start talking about condoms, you start talking about all that stuff, people go, oh, I always use condoms, so I'm fine. Oh, I've always used a condom, so I'm clean, you don't need to worry. And one of my biggest pet peeves, obviously being someone who has herpes, is that's not always the case. Number one, right? Have we always used a condom? We say we do. I'm guilty of that. Haven't always used one, right? And number two, what I'm gonna get into and show you is just because you use a condom doesn't mean that it is protecting you from everything. So first of all, what is a condom, right? And I'm gonna tell you a quick little story. So the other day I was telling my husband, I was like, hey, I need to pick up some condoms. And he's looking at me like, Harbush, what are you talking about? What for? I was like, I'm gonna do a demonstration for Life With Herpes community because I really want to make sure they understand, and I want to make sure that, you know, like I'm giving them best information out there. And so he was laughing at me. So anyways, we go to Walmart around 9 o'clock at night in Las Vegas, and we had come from a dinner, so we were both all dressed up. He was dressed up in a suit. I was dressed up for dinner. We're all dressed up in Walmart at like 9 p.m., which is never like a really good time anyways to be going to a grocery store, or like 9 p.m. Who goes unless it's Christmas, right? It was the funniest thing because they lock up their condoms, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't bought condoms in so long. I don't know that they're normally locked up, but they were locked up. So I had to go find someone to help me. Meanwhile, this other guy was there to buy condoms. So my husband's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. You figure out whatever you want to do. So this other guy and myself are staring, looking at the condoms like, okay, I'm like, I just need whatever, you know, I'm demonstration. And this guy, he's like, you know, and you're kind of awkward. It's like that awkward thing. And this guy, it cracked me up. He's like, oh yeah, I totally need the magnums. So he was like trying to impress me, like, oh, I need the magnums. So anyways, it was just so funny to be there buying condoms and being like almost like a teenager. Anyways, let me get to the condoms. So what are condoms, right? There's two types of condoms. There are male condoms, which are typically what we know of, right? And then there's also female condoms. So what they are made out of latex or plastic, or also animal material, sometimes skin, sometimes intestines. Not really too sure what the animal materials are made out of. Personally, I've never used one. But what we typically know condoms to be are latex. It's really important that to know the difference between animal and a latex condom. So the reason why you'd use an animal skin type of condom would be if you or your partner are allergic to latex. Also really important to know, the animal skin condoms only protect you from pregnancy. They do not protect you from other STDs or STIs. Really, really important to know, especially for us talking about herpes. That's clearly what we're here for, right? Is to protect ourselves or prevent it from being passed. So when we're talking about herpes, and your number one thing would be to prevent it or prevent passing it, right? It's going to be a latex condom is really what you're going to want to buy. You're going to want to have that. Some little things to know about latex is you're going to want to check the expiration date. All the condoms, I have a condom down here, actually picked it up. They all have expiration dates on them. So it says for this one I need to use by 2020. So I bought it in 2018. This is good for 2 years. But keep in mind, look at that. Also, some other important things to know about condoms is you don't want to put them in a hot area. When they heat up, they then can break down. So ideas for that would be, don't store them in your glove compartment of your car, especially in the summer, especially in Las Vegas, right? Like that's just, it's gonna heat up. Another thing, you don't want to keep it in your wallet all the time. A lot of men think that you can just keep it in your wallet and then use it, pull it out when you need it. Well, if you keep your wallet in the back pocket, over time your body heat will break it down. Another thing to think about when using a condom is check the wrapper. Is it broken? Is it torn? Is it intact? How does it look? So those are some really important things. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything on this, on the condoms. Yeah, I think I got it all. Two things. There's two types of condoms. There's male condoms, which is what I'm going to show you, and then there's female condoms. Something I want you to know, which was very, very interesting to me when I went to purchase condoms, I was only able to purchase male condoms. I think it's just much more familiar. It's what we know of, but there are also female condoms. Like I said, I wasn't able to find them, and I wanted to get this video recorded. Otherwise, I would have ordered them through Amazon or something like that, but I really want to get this video out. So I apologize, I don't have a demonstration for a female condom. I will kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, but again, I'm going to highly recommend if that's something you're interested in. I do have links that I will add in the show notes and for this episode for there to go to Planned Parenthood for both a male condom and a female condom. They both offer great descriptions on how to put them on, more self-care, how they're used, things like that. I'm not going to get into how to use a condom, how to put it on correctly, all of that. That is a totally different subject. I recommend going to Planned Parenthood and they give you an instructional video. Also, let me wind up and tell you, you're probably like, well, how do you know so much about condoms, all this? I was a sex ed teacher actually in high school. I was trained through Planned Parenthood. So that's why I kind of know a lot about this and I feel comfortable talking about it. So yeah, I was trained through Planned Parenthood back in high school, and I would go around to other high schools and teach sex ed. So that's that. Like I said, I'm not going to get into exactly how to put a condom on and stuff like that. But let me open this up. Let me show you. I've also brought a paper towel. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the non-lube. Oh, that reminds me. Lubricant. I missed that one. Lube. Okay. Lube is very important. You can buy condoms that have lube on them, or you can buy condoms that don't have lube on them. When you're using lubricant and a condom, you want to use lube that is water-based. Lubes come in oil-based and water-based. The oil-based, when using a condom, will break it down. The oil tends to break down the latex, which then allows for tears. And when you're trying to prevent herpes or pregnancy, that's not good, right? So remember, water-based lube, not oil-based lube. Just look at the back of the lubricant that you buy, and they'll tell you if it's water-based or oil-based. So this is a male condom, as I'm sure most of us have seen. This is what it looks like. It is long. This is what it looks like, guys, okay? So this goes over the penis. Now, a female condom, what I want, again, I apologize, I was not able to get a female condom. It is much larger. It goes inside the vagina, and so the male will go, the penis goes inside the vagina, which then has, so the penis is not covered in a condom. The vagina is kind of covered in a condom, if that makes any sense. The difference between a female condom and a male condom, this would be much larger on a female condom. It would stick out and it would cover more of the vaginal opening. So a female condom would cover more of the opening. Whereas, you know, with a male condom, and I will show you with my banana, I also got the banana at Walmart as well. It was quite an interesting thing checking out with a banana and condom. So anyways, here is my banana. Here is an example. I have the condom on here and it is tight. So these are just some examples of the difference. Again, I apologize. I do not have the female condom. The male condom, which is what I'm using here, is tight on the penis, and my computer just froze on me. And then the female condom would go inside the vagina and it would stick out a little bit. So the male would insert that way. Okay, now let me wipe my hands off. All right, so moving on. Why are condoms important, right? And we talk about this, and we talk about using condoms and why we need to use condoms when we're having sex and things like that. And one of the things that I really want you to be aware of is, again, and I mentioned it earlier, we use condoms for two reasons. One, to prevent pregnancy, and two, to prevent transmission of STDs or STIs. And a lot of times we will think, oh, we're using some other form of birth control, whether it's whatever other form of contraception you're using. We feel like, we don't need to use a condom. I really, really, really want to encourage you to use a condom, especially if it's a new relationship, especially if it is a casual relationship. I'm really, really going to invite you to use a condom because it is the best way for you to prevent transmitting herpes. So using a condom and using antivirals are the best way to prevent herpes. I'm just going to turn my laptop on again because I have which of course I can't get my login right. Because I have on here, I really want you, if you're into, let's see, I linked, let's see, where did I write it? I was just talking about passing herpes, and it's really important. I want you to know to go to episode 78 and episode 82. I really go into detail on why condoms are so important for viruses and things like that. Okay, so moving on. What sexual acts do we need to use condoms for? We need to use them for oral, vaginal, and anal. Okay, so clearly if you're doing oral sex or anal sex, you're not worried about pregnancy. You're worried about STDs and STIs. Specifically in our case, we're worried about herpes. Obviously vaginal, we're worried about pregnancy as well as STIs. I know when I say oral, it's like what? Oral? What are you talking about? Well, here's the thing. You can still transmit herpes without any signs or symptoms. So when you are performing oral sex or receiving oral sex, if you or your partner has oral herpes or genital herpes, it can get passed back and forth. So it's really important to use that. For men, you would use a condom. They come in, like you can get edible lube. You can also get condoms that are flavored. So that's something you can use. As well as for women, a pro tip, what you can do is you can take the condom, you can cut down it, open it up, and then you can use that as a dental dam because you're still using the latex to keep yourself protected, okay? So condoms for oral and anal and vaginal sex. Now, here's one of the things that I hear all the time, and I really want to set that, old wives' tale is not the word I'm looking for, but I really want to set that clear, is people will come to me and say, hey, Alexandra, I don't understand. I used a condom every single time and I still have herpes. What's the deal? I have people every age, I have people up in their 50s, emailing me, asking me this. I have people in their teens asking me this. So this is something that is not commonly known. And I truly believe it's because of our sex ed education, lack thereof. And I also believe we were just taught like, oh, use a condom and you'll be fine. Use a condom, you'll be fine. Don't worry, just use a condom. Everything will be fine. So as you can see here, I have my banana demonstration and now my hair is on the condom, which is kind of gross. Anyways, here's a demonstration. So when you are having sex, if this was a penis, as you notice, the condom does not cover everything on the penis, right? So there are areas that would be exposed, right? Now, also, if this was a penis, there's more body parts going on, right? There's balls, there's all sorts of stuff going on, right? So that would stick out. Same thing with a vagina. The vagina is completely exposed. So if you think about it, there's other areas that the penis and vagina and other skin and just your genital region can come into contact even though you're using a condom. So I really want to use the banana as an example to point that out. As you see, the condom doesn't cover everything, and there's other areas that are exposed during sex. The best method here to ensure that you are protected and your partner is protected is use a condom consistently. So here's breaking it down. Actually using the condom, number one. Now, I said guilty in the past. How many times are we guilty of not always using a condom, right? How many times are we guilty of maybe going, oh, I better put the condom on? Yeah, right? Or it falls off, or all those sorts of things. So remember to use a condom every single time. The other thing that we are not taught, and we're not thought of, we don't think of it, is it's kind of like, oh, well, we need to use the condom when having sex. Well, there's other activities that we do that go around sex, that you can come into contact. Remember, herpes is passed skin to skin. So what are some other activities? We have foreplay, we have oral sex, we have perhaps cuddling after having sex, we have, I think that's probably it. I'm trying to think of it. Cuddling, we have foreplay, we have any of those activities that would happen. So is when you intend to have sex, or you intend to be skin to skin in that area, you're going to want to put a condom on, right? That's also really important. Let me just see if I got all my notes here. Yeah, I think I covered it. Okay, so I'm just making sure I got all my notes here. I really want to be as detailed as possible when we come to talking about condoms and oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, and why it's really important to understand that a condom doesn't cover everything or protect you from all body parts when having sex. And here's why that's really important, for two reasons. One, if you are the person that always have used a condom, first of all, high five to you. That is awesome. I'm really proud of you. But if you're that person that always used a condom and you still ended up with herpes, or you still got herpes, what I don't want is, I don't want you to beat yourself up. That is the absolute last thing I want you to do. I do not want you to be beating yourself up, thinking you did something wrong. What did I do to deserve this? I always did this right. What do you mean? Also, I don't want anybody beating themselves up for having herpes, first of all, but especially if that's going through your mind, like, I've always used a condom, because that's what we're educated in, that's what we're taught. Use a condom, you're fine. All right, so I want you to know that's number one reason why I want to go over this. Number two reason is, I also don't want us to go and be really relaxed about it and be like, oh, I'll just use a condom, I'll be fine, I don't need to tell my partner. If my partner uses a condom or I use a condom, we're good. I don't need to tell him or her, and it's all covered, and I won't transmit or receive herpes. Back to this example again. Remember, the condom doesn't cover everything, and you are exposed. Oops, here it's slippery. You're exposing other body parts during sex. So if you've always used condoms, this is why you were exposed. Is there's other areas, maybe the partner, there's other areas that come into contact. Maybe it's on the balls, maybe it's different areas of the body. And this is also why you need to tell your partner that you have herpes. It's because you just can't cover up the area. Again, there's other areas that come into contact. And that's how it gets passed, all right? So I hope this was a good demonstration. Really quick, I had the receipt here. Just to go over pricing, because that's another thing too, we think about, like how much and all this. It was really affordable. It was like $2 and something cents. I moved my receipt. $2 and like 84 cents or 94 cents for 3 condoms. That's really good. Sometimes they're free. If you go to Planned Parenthood, you can go pick them up. They have them there for free. Sometimes your doctor's office will have them for free. Or your medical clinic will have them for free. You can also order them on Amazon. So they're pretty affordable, and that's something that's really important as well. And they are, great. Don't reuse them. Use them once. Don't save them. Don't reuse them. I'm trying to think. I think I have covered everything. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration. I really had a fun time putting it together. Like I have to go wash my hands now. They're pretty lubed up from the condoms. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I will put those videos, I will link those instructional videos if you have any questions on both male and female condoms. And there you go. Hope that covers the spectrum for you on why it's important to use condoms and why it's important to know that you can still transmit herpes even while using a condom. All right, back to joining the community. You're going to want to join the community to meet other people just like you and me, and you can have a place to talk, listen, download free ebooks. Also, we have information on the 8 times a month support group. It's every Monday and Wednesday. The times are listed. It is $15 for the month. You can go as many times as you want, or it is $30 for one drop-in, right? So feel free to go there to lifewithherpes.com. I have all the information on the homepage. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. It was my pleasure to be here with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration today. It was really fun for me to do, actually. I have a mess to clean up. I got condoms everywhere. The other night, I had them on the kitchen counter, and I didn't know, but we had house guests coming over, and I wasn't home, and I was like, oh, I gotta move them. I gotta move my banana. I gotta move my condoms. Anyways, hope you got a laugh out of that, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for being here. It is my privilege to be here with you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.